Hi guys, I'm Woodcraft Hamster and I've been out in my local woodland today doing a little bit of cooking, making some coffee, doing a couple of videos for you guys, and it got me thinking. We've had a bit of a heat wave over here in the UK at the moment, or at least at the time of recording this video. We've had about 8 or 9 solid days of heat, no rain, and everything, as I'm sure you've noticed behind me, is bone dry. And it just got me thinking about sort of good firecraft, good fire management. You know, there's been some stuff in the press recently over the last few months. There's been some pretty bad fires up in the north of England, and really I just wanted to talk for a couple of minutes about the best way to deal with kind of fires if you're out in conditions like this. And I know this will translate, you know, across the world, but generally I just wanted to show you, I've got my little firebox here. Now I've had some coal in there today, or charcoal. I like to bring that out with me, especially in these kind of conditions, because I know it's not going to spit, there's not going to be embers flying everywhere. It just makes it that bit more manageable, that bit more controllable. But now that I'm finished with it, I've got probably an inch deep of white coals in there at the moment. Now I'm looking to dump those out so that I can cool down the firebox, pack it away and make a move. So what I'll do, let me bring the camera a bit closer in and I'll show you how it is I'll normally deal with this. Right then guys, so here's the firebox full of coals, and the first thing I want to do is dump this out. So before I lit this, I sort of cleared a little area around the front, and essentially all I'm going to do is tilt this upside down. Where are we? Get all those coals out and then just leave it to cool. Now let me move that camera down a bit again. Now you'll notice behind me I've got a number of containers. This is the pan I was using for my cooking. I've rinsed it through with some water, but I didn't throw that water away. The reason being is I'm now going to use it to help extinguish these coals. Sorry about the planes guys. I've also got a little bit of water left in my canteen, barely a mouthful to be honest, so it's no good to me, but again it's going to help put out these coals, and as you can see they are now pretty well saturated. I was doing a little review on these coffee bags as well. There's a little bit left in here, so again just going to use the excess to dampen those down. And what you will find with, especially with coals, whether that's charcoal or coals from your fire, is even though you may throw a layer of water over them, they can very easily sort of you know, almost cause that water to evaporate and still be live coals inside. So I'm going to leave this for probably 5 to 10 minutes. I've got plenty of time while I'm waiting for the firebox to cool down and while I'm packing away my kit. Once I'm done, I'll give that a quick hand test, make sure there's nothing hot to the touch. If that's the case, fine, I'll leave it. I'll spread the coals out a little bit, but if it is still warm, I've got my other bottle of water here, and I'll probably use a good half of this if I'm in any way unsure as to whether or not these coals are really got out or not. Right then guys, well that was just a few thoughts on good fire management, good firecraft. I'd like to think that we're all pretty sensible when it comes to these kind of things, but to be honest, you know, we've seen evidence that, to the contrary of that. And also, you know, if you're new to bushcrafting, if you're new to making campfires or small kind of stick fires in containers and things like that, you know, if no one's ever told you what to do, you know, you're just not going to know. I know it seems pretty common sense, but you know, not everybody will think down that line of logic. So just to reiterate, you know, if you're out in conditions like this, especially when you've had a good few days of nice hot drying weather beforehand, just be mindful A, where you place your fire, B, how you protect it and how you stop things like stray sparks flying around, and then lastly, when you put it out, make sure it's 100% gone out. I know people that like to bury their fires. That's all well and good in the winter time when the ground is damp, but during the summer you never know what's under there, and root systems and peat. So just make sure that it's 100% out, even if you have to spend some of your water. And I know for most of us, you know, water's quite a precious resource if you have to cart it in with you like I do. But you know, I came out today knowing I was going to be cooking, so I packed accordingly, made sure I had additional water exactly for that task. So I hope it was useful, guys. Comments and questions in the box below. Hit like and subscribe if you'd like to see more, and I hope you'll all join me next time. Cheers, guys.